why has the most powerful man in the United States Senate, however, Majority Leader Harry Reid and his son Rory, who failed in a bid for the Nevada governorship, involved themselves in this effort to crush one individual citizen? There are reports tonight that Chinese energy giant ENN Energy Group is actively targeting the land in question for a solar plant project with Roy Reid's help. And the principal director of the Bureau of Federal Land Management, the bureaucracy at the center of this conflict, is Harry Reid's former senior policy advisor.
The new BLM director is a former policy advisor to Senator Harry Reid. And Reid endorsed the judge who originally ruled against Bundy for a seat on the U.S. Supreme Court, while Reid's son Rory is a lobbyist for a Chinese energy giant, ENN, which proposed building a $5 million solar plant in Clark County. So here's the irony. Turtles and solar also don't mix, according to environmentalists who are suing the BLM for approving solar permits in tortoise habitats, threatening the very species they're claiming to try to save. Now, the BLM still considers Bundy an outlaw and a deadbeat and say they will go after him in the courts. Now, Senator Harry Reid said late today that this is not over and that Cliven Bundy should not be permitted to break the law. Lou?
William, thank you very much. And of course, no one, whether they hold elected office or are private citizens, should be above the law. Our first guest tonight says rancher Cliven Bundy's problem isn't that he didn't pay user fees or fines. It has nothing to do with whether his cattle were bothering tortoises. It's simply that he's not a Harry Reid donor. Joining us tonight, Dana Loesch, conservative radio talk show host, anchor of the Dana Show on the Blaze TV network. Dana, good to have you with us. You've been following
Thanks for having me, Lou.
You've been following this story. I mean, these relationships amongst Senator Reid, his son Rory, the federal government, even Governor Sandoval has been to China to glad hand with the ENN Group's executives. What is going on here?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it, Lou? If there wasn't this sort of incestuous relationship between all of these donors and these individuals that had worked with Senator Reid, I think it would be fair to say that there's probably nothing going on here. But unfortunately, there's precedence which states otherwise. We know for a fact that there are a number of projects of Harry Reid donors that have received the golden stamp of approval from the Bureau of Land Management in this same particular area. One of those, and I gave example of that on air, was Harvey Whitmore, and this guy was convicted of illegal campaign contributions by the tens of thousands of dollars to Harry Reid. He had a development that was in this same area. The tortoise, that desert tortoise, was in the way, and very conveniently, Senator Harry Reid, after he reportedly approached the senator, the Bureau of Land Management just very conveniently moved the boundary lines of the tortoise habitat to better accommodate Harvey Whitmore, who again was convicted of illegal campaign contributions to Senator Harry Reid. So you have to ask the question, the law is the law, and I think we all agree on that, but it needs to be consistently applied, which is what is the law if it is inconsistently applied. And what is the law as well if this is a law that is sort of based upon a bastardization of what constitutional law and what state law is dictating regarding private property. And so these are all questions that are finally coming up because it's not just Nevada, Lou. There's this situation that's unfolding in New Mexico. We have a situation about private property in Colorado. We're seeing the same thing in Utah.